A woman bitten by a dog over the long weekend is disappointed tonight over the response she received from Animal Services. A day after the attack, a CTV camera and reporter spotted a pair of aggressive dogs loose at the same location and were charged by the animals while the camera rolled. CTV's Ben Miljure has the details.
Dogs can be unpredictable, whether they're your own or your neighbor's. These two were on the loose over the long weekend in a back lane near the south end of the St. James Bridge. That's where Nicole Agnew lives. While walking her dog Sunday afternoon around 4 with her 9-year-old daughter in tow, Agnew says two dogs suddenly charged and that one of them attacked her.
He bit my hand and was on my arm. I was basically defending myself and pushing him off.
Agnew has puncture wounds on her finger and scratches on her arm and is thankful the injuries weren't worse. After fighting off the dogs and retreating, Agnew immediately called City of Winnipeg Animal Services.
I was told by Animal Services that they could not visit the location of where the dogs were located until they got a statement from myself. And they told me that they were closed at 8:30 p.m. last night, so they couldn't visit me.
That is definitely scary, that, that the high wagging tail and the fact that he comes low to the ground.
Winnipeg Humane Society animal behavior specialist Catherine McMillan says the dogs appear aggressive and unpredictable. She says although loud shouting worked in this case, she doesn't advise it.
I think, that you were quite fortunate in some ways if that potentially scared the dog. We don't know if the loud noises and the stamping can scare the dog, and then of course the dog can attack you in fear.
Instead, McMillan recommends backing away slowly and speaking in a calm, soothing voice. And if the dog charges at you anyway, stay completely still and hope it decides you're not a threat.
And that's my concern, that nobody responded.
Agnew says her wounds will heal, but she's concerned the dogs could have hurt somebody else more seriously and wishes Animal Services had provided a swifter response.
Often my children go on their own. I have a 16-year-old with my 9-year-old, and perhaps it could have been a difference.
CTV's Ben Miljure joins us now live outside Animal Services headquarters. Ben, how has Animal Services responded to this incident?
More than 48 hours after the attack, Nicole Agnew says she still hasn't been able to give a statement and nobody has come by to photograph her wounds. We reached out to the agency. It says it won't comment on specific cases, but in general, officers aren't able to speak to dog owners until they've had a chance to speak with dog bite victims. And the agency says on statutory holidays, it is only staffed on an on-call basis.
So, Ben, are there any other agencies people can turn to if they don't think Animal Services is responding in a timely manner?
The Winnipeg Humane Society says it will evaluate calls on a case-by-case basis, but generally only responds if an animal is being abused or neglected. The victim in this case says a staff member at 311 advised her that she could also try the Winnipeg Police Service, but that's something she chose not to do.
All right, thanks for this, Ben.